Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are. Niccolo Machiavelli. You smile when they hurt you. You apologize when they're wrong. You shrink when they need space to grow. And here's what terrifies you most. You think this makes you good. But what if I told you that every time you choose peace over truth, you're not being kind, you're being controlled? What if your niceness isn't virtue? It's just fear wearing a prettier mask. You've been emotionally manipulated so smoothly, so quietly, that you mistake your own surrender for strength. You call it keeping the peace. They call it getting their way. The game was rigged before you even knew you were playing. 500 years ago, a man named Machiavelli wrote something that would make rulers uncomfortable for centuries. He didn't tell them how to be good, he told them how to survive. But here's what they don't teach you in school. Machiavelli wasn't writing for kings and queens. He was writing about human nature, your nature, the games we all play just to make it through another day. You see, emotional manipulation isn't some evil plot. It's Tuesday afternoon at your job. It's your last relationship. It's the family dinner where you bite your tongue until it bleeds. It's everywhere. And the scariest part, the people doing it don't even know they're doing it. They learned the same thing you did: survival through control, power through making others smaller, love through making others need you. But Machiavelli saw something else. He saw that the people who get manipulated, they're not weak. They're just playing by the wrong rules. Let me show you how deep this goes. Right now, someone in your life knows exactly what to say to make you doubt yourself. They know your triggers, your weak spots, the words that make you fold. And you know theirs too. You just pretend you don't. This is what Machiavelli called the dance of power. Everyone's leading, everyone's following. Nobody's being honest about the music. Here's the first truth that'll make you uncomfortable. You manipulate people too. When you go silent instead of saying what's wrong, that's manipulation. When you do things hoping they'll notice and appreciate you, that's manipulation. When you make yourself smaller so others feel bigger, that's manipulation. The difference is you manipulate yourself first. You've been trained to give away your power so quietly that you call it love. If this is hitting close to home, comment, "I see the game now." But here's what Machiavelli understood that most people miss. The goal isn't to stop the game. The goal is to play it consciously. See, there are two types of power, the kind that demands and the kind that commands. Demanding power is loud, it threatens, it punishes, it makes people afraid to leave. Commanding power is quiet, it attracts, it inspires, it makes people afraid to disappoint you. The person who emotionally manipulates you, they're using demanding power. They need you small to feel big. They need you confused to feel clear. They need you questioning yourself to feel certain. But you have something they don't. You have the power to remove yourself from the game entirely. You don't have to fight them. You don't have to expose them. You don't have to win. You just have to stop playing. This is where it gets dangerous. Because when you stop playing their game, they'll try to pull you back in. They'll get angry. They'll get sad. They'll get desperate. They'll tell you you're being selfish, that you're hurting them, that you're not the person they thought you were. And here's the test. Here's how you know you're dealing with emotional manipulation. When you try to set a boundary, do they respect it or do they find a way around it? When you say no, do they accept it or do they ask why until you change your mind? When you need space, do they give it or do they make you feel guilty for needing it? The manipulator's greatest fear isn't that you'll get angry. It's that you'll get quiet, real quiet. The kind of quiet that doesn't need to explain itself. Because when you stop reacting, they lose their power over you. When you stop defending yourself, they have nothing to attack. When you stop caring about their approval, they have nothing to withdraw. Let me know if this is making you feel seen. You're not alone in this. Here's what Machiavelli knew about human nature. We're all afraid of two things: being alone and being controlled. So we make a deal. We give up some freedom to avoid loneliness. We accept some control to feel connected. But somewhere along the way, the deal gets rewritten. You give up more freedom, they take more control. You accept less, they demand more. Until one day you wake up and realize you don't recognize yourself anymore. The mask you wear to keep the peace, it's not protecting you, it's erasing you. The voice you use to avoid conflict, it's not yours, it's theirs. The life you're living to make everyone else comfortable, It's not a life, it's a performance. And the applause you get for being so understanding, so flexible, so easy to deal with, it's not for you, it's for your disappearance. This is the dark truth about emotional manipulation. It doesn't feel like manipulation, it feels like love. They tell you they're protecting you when they're controlling you. They tell you they care about you when they're changing you. They tell you they need you when they're consuming you. And you believe them, because you want to be needed. You want to be special. You want to matter. But here's what you don't realize. You already matter. You already have value. You already deserve respect. You don't have to earn it by being small. You don't have to buy it by being quiet. You don't have to trade your authenticity for their approval. Machiavelli said something else that most people never hear. It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both. But he wasn't talking about making people afraid of you. He was talking about making people afraid to lose you. There's a difference. And it changes everything. So what does this look like in real life? It looks like you walking away from conversations that diminish you, without explaining why, without defending your choice, without making it about them. It looks like you saying no to requests that drain you, even if they call you selfish, even if they make you feel guilty, even if they threaten to leave. It looks like you taking up space in rooms where you used to shrink, speaking your truth in places where you used to hide, being yourself in relationships where you used to perform. Here's what happens when you stop being emotionally manipulated. Some people get uncomfortable. They like you better when you were smaller, when you were predictable, when you were safe, but others see you clearly for the first time. They respect your boundaries, they value your authenticity. They love you for who you are, not what you do for them. These are your people, the ones who stayed when you stopped performing, the ones who love you more when you love yourself first. You don't owe anyone your smallness. You don't owe anyone your silence. You don't owe anyone a version of yourself that makes them comfortable. You're not too much. You were just never mirrored properly. Shrinking for others isn't kindness. It's self-erasure. You don't exist to be everyone's emotional support. You can stop explaining yourself to people committed to misunderstanding you. Being too nice is how you disappear, slowly and with applause. The people who truly love you, they want you whole, not half, not quiet, not small. They want you real, even if real is messy, even if real is complicated, even if real challenges them to grow too. If this helped you wake up, comment, "I choose to be real." Here's the permission you've been waiting for. You have the right to disappoint people who want you to stay small. You're not broken, you were just surviving. You don't have to be perfect to be loved. You just have to be true. The voice in your head that tells you you're too much, that's not your voice, that's theirs. And you can give it back. Starting today, you can choose differently. You can speak when you used to stay silent. You can leave when you used to endure. You can be when you used to hide. It's scary, because when you stop being who they want you to be, you have to face who you really are. But here's what you'll discover. The real you, the one you've been hiding, that person is worth knowing, worth protecting, worth fighting for. You thought survival meant being quiet, but the real you was never meant to be silent. It was just waiting for this moment, when you'd finally remember who you are. The room feels different now, because you're different now. You see the games, you know the rules, you understand the cost of playing, and most importantly, you remember you have a choice. You can keep the mask, keep the peace, keep disappearing, or you can take it off, face the storm, and find yourself on the other side. Machiavelli was right about one thing. Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are. But you know what he didn't say? The people worth keeping, they want to experience the real you, not the performance, not the mask, not the smaller version, you. It's hard, but it's possible, and you're not alone. Subscribe if this helped you remember something true about yourself. And if you're ready to stop being manipulated and start being real, hit that like button. Your future self will thank you. The game is still being played, but now you know you don't have to play it, you can just be you. And that's enough. That's more than enough. That's everything.